welcome to Pokagon State Park, located on the shores of Lake James and Snow Lake, amid the rolling hills of Indiana's lake country. The lakes form an attractive background for Pokagon, offering excellent fishing capabilities, guys. They offer boating, swimming throughout the summer, and it's also a perfect setting for many winter sports. They have 2 beaches. They have 13.7 miles of trails. So if you're really interested in trying to hit a lot of trails, they do have a good amount of trails here. And they also have something called the Hell's. Let me get this right. It's called Hell's Point Challenge. And basically, I'm going to try and do it for you guys. One of the things is the Hell's Point, which is 84 steps up onto a platform, and also as you go through and finish the different options, like hitting like the spring house and the other landmarks that you'll see as I tape them. You guys will see if I can make it or if I'll pass out before I can get it done. Again, welcome everyone to the latest episode of Let's Go Outdoors, Pokagon State Park. The Potawatomie Inn opened in 1927, only 2 years after the park was created. The inn contained 40 guest rooms, the dining room, and the Lanada Lounge. Along the south of the dining room was an open porch overlooking Lake James. A room cost you only $3 per night. In the 1960s, original rooms were added to the west. The original rooms were equipped with bathrooms and a long porch on the south, which was also enclosed to create a sunny area overlooking the lake. During the 1980s, a swimming pool was added, and an outdoor deck was added on the south side of the new wing. Increased demand allowed for the park to expand in the 1990s, and in 1995, the conference center opened with additional guest rooms. Pokagon State Park in Angola, Indiana. This is David and thanks for joining. Just wanted to show you my quick camping setup because this is quite a bit of a distance from my house, so I decided to take advantage of some time off and rent a campground. And as you see, I got the electric wire there going to a power box, so this site cost me 23 bucks with tax and everything. You can see mattress is really nice in there. I do have a tent. Unfortunately, it's going to be down really cold tonight, possible freezing. So basically I decided, well, I'm just going to stay in the truck tonight and stay along for this trip and this new episode 19, Pokagon State Park. Our pride and joy, the spring shelter. The finding of a spring during construction further enhanced this special building. The spring shelter was completed by the CCC in 1938. As the shelter was being constructed, the CCC noticed that there was a nearby spring. So they added some pipe and found out that the spring is actually an artesian spring. Company 556 of the CCC was assigned to Pokagon State Park. In addition to many infrastructure and erosion control projects, the CCC built the classic structures found throughout the park. One senses the pride and enjoyment they took in their work. The spring shelter is no exception and was described by a CCC enrollee by the name of Roger Woodcock as their pride and joy. And since then, people have been enjoying the fresh cold water of the spring for years. But keep in mind, the water is tested regularly for purity, but it is not treated. All right, everyone. So here's one of the challenges. It's called Hell's Point. Follow me up the stairs and let's see if I can make it. Yeah, at least they give you a couple landings, so it's not completely straight up, but yeah, here we go. And this is one of the points. And as you finish this point, you take a picture of it, and you take a picture of all the other points that are along the challenge, and then you take it back to the visitor center, and you earn yourself a little medal saying, hey, I completed the Hell's Point Challenge. Tell you what, guys, oh, here we go. It reminds me of the Dunes Challenge, which we did a couple years ago. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen that one, we couldn't even finish all of the dunes. It was just too much. Oh, do you want to sit? No, I don't want to sit. I want to keep going. Here we go. We keep going. We keep going. It looks like it's going to be a good view from the top, guys. Whew. Stairs. That's a good way to get in shape, guys. Again, this is Hell Point at Pokagon State Park. Here we go. At least the wind's not bad like it was in the previous episode. All right, guys. Here we are. Did we do it? I think we made it. Oh, we made it. Holy cow. Well, at least I'm not too old to do stairs. But man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll show you all the other parts, like the spring house, which actually is on top of a artesian. Well, here you go. Hell's Point, guys. Whew. Look at that. Hell Point is the highest point in the park at 1,123 feet above sea level. It is the third largest point in Steuben County and is about 135 feet higher than Lake James. Whew. And the lows. Look straight up and imagine yourself standing at the base of a glacier. Although you are now on a high point, this kame was once the bottom of a plunging waterfall. Kames are formed as glaciers melt. Meltwater carries the rocks, sand, gravel, etc., which is rushed on top of the glacier surface. Then when the water reaches a hole in the glacier or the edge of the glacier itself, it plummets to the bottom. Rocks, sand, and gravel then are accumulated in a cone-shaped mound. And guys, whew, let me catch my breath. We are on one of those mounds. Everyone, at the top of Hell's Point. This is 1,123 feet above sea level. See if I can pan around for you guys to kind of see. Then I'm going to go straight down. So if you're afraid of heights, you might want to skip. But here we go. There we are. And we're up at the top. And so this mound, which is what Hell Point sits on, is a remnant mound from the Ice Age and the glaciers that came through here. Whew. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Stay tuned. still with me? I'm glad. Taking a little rest here. Why don't you sit a spell with me here for a minute? Here at Pokagon State Park. Wonderful weather. Last night it started really cold. It was like 30 degrees last night. Pretty cold place to sleep, but I managed. And now I'm just trying to get some hiking and some footage in for you guys. Did you guys know that only a small portion of the financing that maintains our state and federal parks, very small percentage, is given to the parks for them to make up their expenses, to maintain their trails, to maintain their buildings, to maintain their campgrounds? Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Did you also know that one of the sure ways to make sure that all these state parks and federal parks stay open for generations to come, including your descendants, is get your family out this summer or in spring before it gets too hot and head out to a park. If you like hiking, then most parks have hiking opportunities. Here at Pokagon, there is quite a few. I'm trying right now to do the Hell's Point Challenge, and honestly, I'm beat to heck, so I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. But if you want me to finish that, leave a comment and let me know. If you like kayaking or biking or horseback riding, that's available at most parks as well. If you're not a camp person who likes tents, most places have cabins. Or Pokagon has the Potawatomie Inn. So you could stay there with your family, and then in your leisure, while you're staying at the hotel, you could go out and do a trail or two, or the Hell's Point Challenge. Remember also, as you go out this summer or spring, whenever you're going to start doing your camping and hiking, make sure you bring plenty of water, bring snacks on the trail. Trail mix is a good thing. Gives you a good assortment of vitamins and proteins to help you keep going. And always make sure you're drinking your water on a regular basis, and make sure you bring extra. And one final thought for you guys. Don't wait till you're thirsty to drink water. At that point, it's too late. So I hope you guys stick with me for the rest of this video, and I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. The County Road Bridge is a recreation of the original bridge that once spanned the road. The County Road Bridge carries residents to private homes along Lake James. The original bridge was completed by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1936. In 1953, the bridge was replaced with a concrete bridge. By the 1990s, the concrete bridge had deteriorated. Additionally, frequent and resurfacing of the roads had reduced the bridge clearance. Taller recreational vehicles were unable to access campgrounds using the park road. At that time, a decision was made to replace the concrete bridge with a replica of the CCC bridge using old photos and the original retaining walls as a guide. And so this recreated bridge was then completed in 2000. Lake Lonadaw, named for Simon Pokagon's wife, provides a view of a northern lake. Its formation, plants, and animals are representative of the northern Great Lakes. Lake Lonadaw is considered a kettle hole lake. Like the other lakes of the region, Lanada was created as the most recent glaciers were melting and receding. Large blocks of ice broke free from the glacier and were buried under insulating debris. The ice blocks slowly melted, leaving behind a water-filled depression. Kettle lakes are typically very deep. This lake, Lake Lanada, is 30 feet deep at its deepest point. Did you know that not all of the projects that the CCC done were just on the property where their camp was located? Sometimes they would do projects nearby to further the cause of conservation. These solid, beautiful stone dams were built to slow water and check erosion in the sandy valleys and hillsides. They were built by the CCC stone mason crew, and they were unnoticed until the park acquired the lands decades later.